The next chapter is about to begin. Join us live every Tuesday and Thursday for brand new episodes of the American Contractor Show. Our mission is to bring you the latest tools, innovations, and knowledge to help you become the most informed contractor in your market. Knowledge is the ultimate power, and we are connecting you with the most knowledgeable minds in our industry. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. American Contractors, I hope you're ready. This one's for you.
This is Larry Bache with the Northern Law Group, helping policyholders for more than 30 years. If you have a claim or your client has a claim that needs help, please feel free to call the Northern Law Group because we are the true policyholder advocate.
C3 was eager to help us, and even whenever we weren't giving them work, they were still eager to give advice. The things that they were putting out for the for changing from DMO to RFG and giving that to the industry and not charging anything for it, I thought was really cool. And that's stuff that I as a contractor appreciate. I'd recommend C3 to any contractor that's looking for a PA, especially if you're around Colorado. Great guys, man. I'm nothing but happy with the work they've done for us.
Happy Tuesday, everyone. Lead meteorologist Sean Choquet here for a daily forecast. I know it says hail. I'm going to tell you right now there's no hail in the forecast. This is mostly an update on Hurricane Sally. So thanks always C3 Group, RS Supplement, and Merlin Law Group, all for being our sponsors. You can check them out in the description below and in the description below on any of our videos. To go check them out. So, weather headlines for today. The first headline is the same headline we had yesterday. No hail in sight for the next few days. The majority of this week looks like almost no hail at all. But with that, we're going to break down what we're looking at for Hurricane Sally. Where exactly is she expected to meander on shore tonight and into tomorrow? And then we have so many other ongoing tropical systems. We're going to update all of you guys going into these events. So anyway, we have no hail expected today, no hail expected tomorrow. We can kind of rip through this pretty quick here and jump straight to the tropical update. We're going to start with all the other tropical systems and then we'll get to Sally with the full breakdown here. So this is what we have from this morning. We got Hurricane Sally, we got Hurricane Paulette. We're looking at a 10% chance of some development in the Gulf of Mexico. We got Tropical Storm Teddy, Tropical Storm Vicky, a chance for development way up here in the North Atlantic, and a chance for development, this will probably be a Wilfred here off the coast of Africa. So we got a ton of stuff going on. This is the most peak season can really have across the North Atlantic. We're about to run out of letters in the alphabet, and we're still in mid-September here. So let's jump straight into Hurricane Paulette. She's moving pretty quick. You can see we're really kind of kicking here in the North Atlantic. Not really going to impact too many people. We're seeing about 570 miles to northeast of Bermuda. She's a solid Category 2, 105 mile per hour winds, 965 millibars, so pretty strong here, but she's really hauling. 29 miles an hour is pretty quick for a hurricane, so she's really taken off, and she is going to fly off into the middle of the Atlantic here and then make a hard turn to the south with some blocking up by. So she won't make it to Europe, but she will definitely be way out in a big fish storm. So nothing too much to be concerned about for Paulette. Not too many other people are going to get impacted. Tropical Storm Teddy looking a lot better today than he did this time yesterday. And he's a little stronger too. He'll probably become Hurricane Teddy by tomorrow. 65-mile-per-hour winds, so that central pressure is dropping, showing that strengthening. He's moving at a decent clip, 13 miles an hour to the west-northwest. He's in the middle of the Atlantic, 960 miles east of the Lesser Antilles. And, whoops, oh no, I have the wrong hurricane track on here. This is Paulette's track. Unfortunately, I don't have Teddy's track on here, but he is expected to become a major hurricane in the next few days and generally head towards the United States. There's a lot of balls up in the air for what Teddy's going to do. Right now, I'd err on the side of probably going out to sea, but of course, we're going to keep a close eye on that. Tropical Storm Vicky, she is very sheared. You can see the swirl right here in the center and all of the activities off on the northeast side, and she's not going to make it too much longer. So she's way out in the middle of the Atlantic as well, off of about 560 miles northwest of the Cabo Verde, and 50 miles an hour, and she's really not going to last too long. I'm going to the other side. Not going to last too much longer. She'll be post-tropical probably by Thursday. So nothing too crazy for Vicky. She's going to come and go pretty quickly with no real impact to anyone. So here's the big deal. This is what most of you guys are watching. Hurricane Sally here. I keep wanting to say Sandy. We have Hurricane Sally off the coast of the Gulf Coast states here, about 100 miles south of Mobile, 110 miles almost due south of Mobile, Alabama. 85-mile-per-hour sustained winds. It's a little weaker than we had this time yesterday, a little weaker from her peak, which was last night, about 100 miles an hour. And she's pretty much been maintaining this strength since last night. So we had a rapid intensification yesterday, went from a tropical storm to a Category 2 hurricanes, weakened a little bit, and now just kind of sustaining this strength. The wind field's expanding a little bit and just maintaining around 85 miles an hour, but she is crawling to the northwest at 2 miles an hour, and we'll kind of go into what that means and how that could actually impact Sally. And with that, you see all the little H's here where she's going to be making landfall. Pushed a little east from this time yesterday. We'd say this time yesterday we were saying Biloxi, looking like Mobile now, and there's even a couple indications get as far east as Pensacola. So the team out chasing this thing, they haven't gone live yet because there hasn't been a lot to really report. They're on their way to Gulf Shores, Alabama right now. They stayed the night near Biloxi, heading over to Gulf Shores. They'll probably do a live update, possibly from the beach. We'll see. I was kind of communicating with them a little bit. They'll probably do something a little bit later. During the daylight here, so keep an eye on Facebook for that, and we'll kind of see where they're going to have to go. Looks like landfall is going to be a little bit either in the overnight hours, the very early hours tomorrow morning, as Sally is very slowly drifts more or less towards the coast. So what are the impacts that we're going to see here? Well, we have the winds kind of really focused in on the Mobile and Pensacola areas. Further east we get, the more Florida gets the winds. So if we, instead of going right up Mobile Bay, which is what we're kind of expecting right now, and it's more close to the border, than Pensacola could get the stronger winds. And the further east she goes, the more and more the hurricane force winds pull out of Mississippi. So I've pulled Gulfport completely out of the hurricane force winds and just tropical storm force winds. So we have moderate chance for storm surge, a moderate storm surge for Mobile area. We're already getting a lot of water pulling into Mobile Bay, and it's only going to get worse as she gets closer to the coast. So 4 to 7 foot storm surge, low, especially in New Orleans. New Orleans is probably not going to see almost anything out of this now, and then low storm surge anywhere on the side where the water is coming from the land. So it looks like Gulfport, you probably have seen your worst storm surge already as Sally is going to be pulling away. And then we have our motion here. Yeah, right now I have it pretty much right over Mobile Bay and then going and kind of dying off as the Category 1 hurricane dying off pretty quickly after she makes landfall. So it won't be a Category 1 once we get into Georgia. So what are some limiting factors? Why isn't Sally exploding with a lot more strength going out onshore? I mean, we've had that last couple storms. We're expected to only peak around 85 miles an hour, which is where we're at right now. I wouldn't be shocked if it got close to 95, which is the cutoff point for a Category 2. Looks like there's been some re-strengthening attempts so far this morning, so I think we'll kind of fluctuate between 85 and 95 at peak, And why is that? Well, we have a little bit of wind shear. So shear is really good for tornadoes, not so great for hurricanes. Hurricanes love no wind shear at all. There's a little bit of shear right by the coast. Also, land interaction is keeping Sally in check, not really causing any explosive strengthening, more just like gradual strengthening, maintaining a strength. And there's also the chance that because Sally's moving so slow, only about 2 miles an hour, that slow movement is causing the shallow water right along the coast here to have some upwelling of the cooler water to come up. That's not a big deal right now, but probably by going into tomorrow morning, if she is still going very slow, that could cause the lack of really nice warm water to keep maintaining that strength, and maybe some cooler water to come up. And that's why we're not really seeing that chance for getting to a Category 3 or even pushing beyond just borderline Category 2 because of how slow Sally moves. So again, you don't want hurricanes to kind of slow to a crawl like this if you want them, if you're anticipating them for them to be a little stronger. You kind of want to go at a steady pace. So, and with Sally moving very slowly, because there's nothing to kind of push her on shore right now, it's going to probably keep things from getting really, really bad. Yesterday, yes, there was a rapid intensification. We weren't sure how much that was going to keep going, and it looks like kind of leveled off before we got to Category 3. So thankfully for the folks along the Gulf Coast, we're not going to have anything like Laura just a couple weeks ago where it completely decimated Lake Charles, but more of a wind impact like we'll show for Mobile here, where we have a moderate chance or some moderate wind damage possible. And by moderate, I mean, you're going to have your weaker roofs, like your tin roofs and stuff might have some peeling back. You're going to have some shingles ripping off, and some of the more moderate wind damage, trees coming down, whatnot. We're going to have a moderate chance for storm surge again in Mobile, especially with Mobile Bay right there. All the water is going to funnel into Mobile, Alabama. High for flooding. Again, it's moving slow. It's already raining. It's going to keep raining. So you're going to get lots and lots of rain, like a foot of rain in some spots, possibly even more. Low chance for tornadoes in Mobile. There is a tornado watch, but I think it looks like the majority of that tornadic activity would probably be more in Florida. And also, there hasn't really been too much so far with Sally here. So Gulfport and Biloxi, yesterday you guys were the focal point, not so much now. Low storm surge, moderate flooding, you've had quite a bit of rain, that's going to keep coming. And then the wind damage I think will be low. I think a lot of the coastal Mississippi now will probably not get out of that tropical storm force gusts, which is around 60 at max. Probably no tornadoes at all. You're on the wrong side of the storm for any kind of tornadic activity. And the impacts are going to be tonight in the overnight hours, and that's why same with Mobile in the overnight hours tonight into early morning tomorrow. And in Pensacola, Florida, you've entered the city impacts now. I've replaced New Orleans with Pensacola. And again, this is subject to change based on how much further east we get here. I kind of split the difference a little bit and anticipated the maximum potential for Pensacola. So you could have that moderate wind damage maximum potential. Right now, it's like that borderline low to moderate, depending on where she makes landfall. She pushes further east towards the Florida border, then yeah, probably a moderate wind damage threat. High flooding, again, a lot of rain has been happening. It's going to keep happening. You're getting dumped on with this, and then low chance of tornadoes. Storm surge probably fairly low as well, just based on where the storm is at. And then this will be a primary impact Wednesday morning, late tonight into tomorrow morning. So that's what we're expecting here across the Gulf Coast states that may be impacted by Sally. Keep an eye here on Facebook for the live on-site updates. We're going to be doing some updates leading up to Sally eventually getting on shore. And depending on what time Sally makes landfall at and how intense it is and where they're at, they might be able to live stream it at the most intense part as well, but that's always subject to cell coverage and the time of day too. Going live at 3 o'clock in the morning might not be as favorable as maybe a little earlier like we did with Laura. But subscribe to all of our various social media platforms, all simply at Hail Trace. Make sure you hit see first on Facebook. Again, the live coverage on location, that's all going to be on Facebook. It's just much easier to do live coverage just on one platform versus a bunch. It's a lot less bandwidth, so you can get that maximum stream potential for you guys. And give us a call, 855-334-4245 with any comments, questions, or concerns. You can email us as well and visit our website for more details if it's your first time stumbling upon our page here. So Again, keep an eye on Facebook. We will be having a live video from probably Gulf Shores, Alabama with Derek a little bit later on this afternoon or into this evening, and then live updates as Sally makes landfall. And of course, follow our Facebook page for other updates as well. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you later.